Hi, we are here this morning for a 30-minute Vinyasa flow class. It's going to be fairly challenging. So yeah, if you're here for a workout, you're in the right place. If you're a total beginner, then I would say just take the easier options. I will say option 1 for the easiest option, option 2, sometimes I give it option 3. So depending on your level, option 1 for beginners, option 3 for more advanced students. And I will also kind of take you through a few Vinyasa. Well, we'll be doing some sun salutations to begin with. So we'll start with sun salutation A, which we've done before, but I'm going to take you through also Virabhadrasana 2, which is sun salutation B, and that is a slightly more challenging sun salutation, but you'll see anyway. And I'm going to do lots of variations. I'm going to try and keep it flowing, keep the breath moving, and yeah, try and make it a really energizing practice today. So okay, I'm going to give it one more minute to see if anyone else starts, and I'm going to start with a check-in, so you can literally get your head in the right space before we start practicing as well. So just giving it one more minute to see if anyone else joins, and we will begin. But yeah, I always start with my classes with a check-in, and the reason for that is because obviously our energy is flying around all over the place, especially when we're busy with work and what have you. If you've taken time out this morning from working to fit this in, then you'll need to kind of get your head into the practice. It's only 30 minutes, so sometimes our head can still be on what we were doing 5 minutes ago or what we've got to do later. But what we want to do is really focus on now, bring your awareness to the present moment and focus on you, your body for the next 30 minutes. That's the most important thing. That's why we're here, okay? So sitting with a comfortable seat. So I'm kneeling actually with a block underneath me, but you can just kind of sit cross-legged or on a cushion or however is comfortable for you. But just make sure that you're upright on your sit bones, you've got a nice tall straight spine and your shoulders are relaxed, okay? Your chest is fairly open. So we're going to just take a few moments now to, as I said, bring yourself into the room and focus on the now, what's going on in your body right now. So close the eyes and just focus on the breath. So taking an inhale through the nose, we're just going to lengthen the inhale, inhaling for 4 if that works for you, and then exhaling for 4. Sometimes it helps to count in your head, breathing in and breathing out, and again breathing in and out. Feel the chest rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Breathing in and out. So really settling into the body now, bringing your attention to your breath and to your physical body, and just noticing how it feels today. Just do a quick scan from head to toes, mentally checking in with how your body feels today. As I said, you're here for yourself today. This is all about you, this next half an hour. So just start right at the beginning and check in and just make sure you're feeling up for it and okay. Couple more breaths. Okay, so taking a big inhale now through the nose. Fill the lungs completely, and then just on the exhale, just sigh it out. And again. And one more. Getting rid of any tension on the exhale. Okay, we're ready to start. Okay, like I say, this is going to be fairly energetic, depending on your level, but just take your options as I mentioned. Option 1 is the easiest, option 2 slightly harder. Option 3 for advanced students. Okay, so standing at the front of your mat with your feet together. Hands are slightly turned out into mountain posture. Pelvis is under. Open and lift the chest. Take a big inhale. Close the eyes on the exhale. While you're here, just think about what your intention is for the week. If you set one yesterday, if you didn't set one now. Think of something that you want to achieve this week. And just say that to yourself internally in the present tense as if you've already done it. So next inhale, bring your arms up, palms together, look up to your thumbs, reach up to the ceiling, and then on the exhale, swan dive down, hands to shins, and then breathe in, looking up, looking forwards, breathing out, hands to the floor, and we're going to step back to plank. So finding plank, lowering the bum down so you're in a nice straight line. Big inhale, exhale, the knees down, tops of the feet down, elbows in, lower the chest down. Push through to a baby cobra. So hands are either side of the breastbone, elbows are back, looking forwards. Coming back to all fours, curl the toes under, push into down dog. Take 5 long, deep, slow breaths in down dog. So we're really pushing through the hands, that's 1. Pushing the heels down, everything's pushing back, that's 2. The head is lowering down, the neck is completely loose, that's 3. Toes are slightly turned in, hands are spread wide, that's 4. And 1 more breath, that's 5. Coming up onto the tiptoes, bending the knees, looking forward, and we're going to step the feet behind the hands, hands to shins, inhale up, straight back, exhale, lower down. And then inhale all the way back up to standing, look up to the thumbs, reach up to the ceiling, and then bring your hands down through your heart center and come back into Samastahiti, mountain posture. Breathe in, up, look up to the thumbs, breathe out, swan dive down, hands to shins, breathe in, look up, and then exhale all the way back down to plank. Find plank, breathe in, exhale the knees down, tops of the feet down and all the way down, and then inhale up to cobra, exhale, come through all fours, curl the toes under and into down dog. Hold down dog, 5 breaths. That's 1. Push the heels down. So remember, you're pushing your whole body backwards. So pushing the floor away from you through your hands. Moving your head down, moving your bottom up and your heels down. Feel the stretch in the shoulders, down the backs of the legs. Really elongating the spine, pulling each vertebrae apart. And remember to breathe. Deep, slow inhales. Coming up onto the tiptoes, bending the knees, looking forward, walking back. Hands to your hands, feet to hands. Look up, look forward on an inhale. Exhale, fold forward, belly to thighs. And then inhale all the way back up to standing. Look up to the thumbs and come down through heart center. Okay, so that's sun salutation A. We'll do a couple more of these. Breathing in, looking up. Breathing out, swan diving down. Breathing in, up. Breathing out, down, hands either side of the feet, and step the feet back to plank. You can do knees, chest, chin again, as we did before, or you can do full chaturanga, which is rolling over the toes, elbows in and lowering down into like a tricep press up. Breathing in, up, and breathing out, back down to down dog. Hold down dog for 5 breaths, that's 1. Push the heels down, 2. 3, you can wiggle your hips from side to side if that feels nice, just stretching out the back of the legs. 4 and 5. Up on the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward, and then you can walk, step or hop back to the front of the mat. Hands to shin, extend the crown of the head forwards. Exhale down. Inhale all the way back up to standing. Look up to the thumbs and come down through heart center, back down to Samastahiti. We're going to try sun salutation B now. So we're going to come down now into chair pose. So bend the knees, bring your fingertips towards the floor and bring your arms up over your head. Sit down into your chair pose. Looking up, and then we're going to sweep down on the exhale, and then hands to shins, inhale forwards, lower down on the exhale, step back or jump back to plank if you want to. And you can do knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga down through to up dog. And then come through all fours or roll over the toes to down dog. And then we're going to turn our left heel in, step the right foot forwards through the hands and come up into warrior 1. So warrior one is a lunge forwards, hips are facing forwards, looking up to the hands. The hands are either shoulder width or touching. Touching is option 2, shoulder width is option 1. And then we're going to come down, so hands on the side of the front foot, swivel the back foot in, come back to plank. And you can go knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to up dog or cobra. Back to down dog, hold down dog. For one breath, turn the right heel in, step the left foot forward, come to warrior one. Take a breath, come down, hands on the side of the front foot, step back to plank. From plank, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to up dog, back to down dog. Okay, hold down dog, 5 breaths. That's 1. Use this as your resting posture now. So if it's too much, you can always come down into child's pose, remember. So child's pose is this. You can just come down. It is quite strenuous, this stuff. And we're going to do a few of them, so if you need to take a child's pose, you go ahead. If not, if you're more experienced, you can just stay in down dog and breathe. 1 more breath here. Come up onto the tiptoes, you can bend the knees, look forward through the hands, walk, step or hop the feet back to the hands as lightly as you can, hands to shin, extend the crown of the head forward, exhale down. Inhale all the way back up to standing, look up to the thumbs and come down through the heart centre back to mountain posture. Okay, so let's do that again. Bend the knees, sweeping the arms up to chair pose, coming down, hands to the floor or to the shins, look up, look forwards, extend the crown of the head, lower down on the out breath, and then we're going to bend the knees, walk, step or hop back to plank. Find plank, and you can go knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga through to cobra or up dog. Back to down dog, okay? Turn the left heel in, step the right foot forward, come up to warrior one again, okay? Straight back down to plank. Find plank, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga down to up dog, back to down dog. Right heel in, left foot forwards, come to warrior one. Straight back down, hands either side of the front foot, step back to plank, come to chaturanga, up dog, back to down dog. Okay, so taking 5 breaths here in down dog, or if you want to take an easier option, coming to child's pose, holding, pushing the heels down, feet are hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart, pushing the floor away, you're not sagging at the elbows, your arms are straight, your head is dipping down towards the floor. You're a V shape with the body. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath here. Coming up onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward through the hands. And we're going to walk, step or hop back to the front of the mat. Hands to shin, inhale, exhale down. And then bend the knees, sweep the arms up into chair pose and come back down to Samastahiti. So coming again, we're going to do a variation of that now. So breathing in, looking up to the thumbs. I'm just taking you through some dynamic vinyasa flows. So breathing in up, breathing out down, hands either side of the feet, bend the knees, walk, step or hop back to plank, come down through chaturanga to up dog, back to down dog. Okay, left foot in, step the right foot forward, come up to warrior one, and this time open out to warrior two. Warrior two is hips, warrior one's hips to the front, warrior two hips to the side, looking down the front middle finger and really pushing the energy out through the fingertips, looking down the front middle finger and lunging as deeply as you can. So for warrior two, we're going to reverse the warrior, take that hand down the back and sweep the arm up and over to reverse warrior, feeling the stretch in the front hip, coming back to warrior two. Then we're going to take the hand to the outside of the front foot, swivel round, windmill the arms down, step back to plank, knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga, up dog, back to down dog. Let's do the other side. So turn the right heel in, step the left foot forward, bring the arms up to warrior one. Open out, extend to warrior two. Arms are very energized, looking down the front middle finger. Take a breath and then lean back into reverse warrior. So straight back leg, pushing through the knife edge of the back foot, lunging into reverse warrior. Coming back to warrior two, taking the hands to the outside of the foot, windmill the arms down, push back to plank, find plank, knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga down, up dog, back to down dog. So take 5 breaths in down dog now. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Big inhales. Come into child's pose if you need to. That's 3. Making sure your arms are straight. You're pushing the floor away. The weight is evenly distributed between your both hands and both feet. One more breath. Come up onto tiptoe, bend the knees, look forward through the hands. Walk, step or hop back to the front of the mat. Hands to shins, extend the crown of the head forwards. Exhale down. Inhale back up to your chair pose. Okay, and then come down, hands to heart centre. And I'll do another one on the other side now. So you should be feeling really warm now. So we're going to just do another couple of these. Breathe in up, look up to your thumbs, extend up, exhale down, all the way, hands to shins. Inhale, look up, inhale up, exhale down, hands either side of the feet. Walk, step or hop back to plank, down, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, okay? Left foot in, step the right foot forward, come up, warrior 1. Open out to warrior 2, and then we're going to kind of extend back into reverse warrior. Now this time we'll come back to warrior 2, bend at the elbow, and take the elbow to knee, and come into side angle pose, okay? So looking up to the hand, you're in a diagonal line from the foot to the hand. So option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, take your hand to the inside of your foot, extend through the fingers. Or option 3 is to bind. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't do it. But this is the bind, if you've got that in your practice. So holding deep, breathing deeply, whichever version you're in. And then we're going to take both hands to the inside of the right foot now. And then we're just going to move backwards and forwards, so kind of really working the hips. Just moving around, feeling a really nice stretch in the left hip. Okay. This is called lizard pose. Okay, and then we're going to push through the left hand and then open out to the right side and just move the wrists, circle the hand while we're here. So I'm pushing down through my left hand and reaching up into a twist. Coming back down, hands either side of the front foot, you guessed it, back to plank, knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga, through to up dog, back to down dog. Okay, let's do the other side. Left foot forward, right heel down, come up, warrior 1. Open out to warrior 2, looking down the front middle finger. Now reverse into reverse warrior. Yeah, so stretching down this side, so side bend, not a back bend. Come back to warrior 2, bend at the elbow, elbow to knee. Reach forward, so you're in a nice diagonal straight line. Looking up to the hand above. And you can bring your hand down to here, if that's available to you. This is option 2. Option 3 is to take your hand underneath, and as you're here, I couldn't demonstrate properly before, but you're looking over your shoulder, so you're trying to open this shoulder up to the ceiling and open it behind you, so really opening and lifting the chest while you're here. So hand back down, take both hands to the inside, and then again, just move backwards and forwards, stretching through this right hip. Try to keep the back leg as straight as possible and push through the back heel. Getting the hips as low as you can. You might want to even bounce around. Should feel nice. Now pushing through the right hand now and opening out to the left. I'm just going to move the hand around either way, in either direction. Just a bit of wrist flexibility. Hands to the inside. Just pushing through again the hip. And then we're going to take hands either side of the front foot. Draw back to plank. Find the plank again. Nice straight line with the plank. Lower the knees, chest, you can go knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga down to up dog or cobra. So whichever one is good for you. Obviously up dog's a deeper back bend. Coming back to down dog. Holding down dog now for 5 breaths. Or if you really need to, come down into your child's pose. That's 2. That's 3. 4. 5. Bend the knees, look forward through the hands. We're going to walk, step or hop back to the front of the mat, really as lightly as possible. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, belly to thighs. Inhale, all the way back up to your chair pose. Okay, I'm going to face you for this bit. So from chair, we're going to stay in your chair pose. and sink down as low as you can. So chair, you're literally, yeah, like as if you're sitting down in a chair and drawing your hands back. You try to keep them together. If you can't do that, you know, not everyone's shoulders are open. You can have your hands apart as well. So, but it's just drawing them back as far as you can. So if the chest is open, and you should feel the burn of the thighs starting to happen. And then we're going to take both hands to the heart centre and sit down, twist, right elbow to left knee, look over the left shoulder. And you can stay here, this is option 1, using the elbow as a lever to twist you, looking over the left shoulder, or you can open your hands out to the side. That's option 2. Option 3 is take a side crow if it's in your practice. Okay, maybe, maybe not. And coming back to option 1, looking over the shoulder, and then we come all the way back up to standing. Look up to the thumbs, take a couple of breaths here. Take a back bend on the out breath, and then come back up on the in breath, and then we're going to twist to the other side, so hands to heart centre. Twist left elbow to right knee. I'll just wiggle over it. Look over the right shoulder. Sink down. Make sure your knees are level, they're not coming one in front of the other. The left knee wants to move forward. And so you can either stay here, option 1, option 2, open out, option 3, come into side crow. Okay? Whichever one is in your practice. Come back to option 1, looking over the shoulder, feet together, and then bringing the arms back up. Look up to the ceiling, take a back bend, and bring the hands back down through heart centre. Okay, so you should be feeling really warm now. I'm going to do standing posture now. So if you root down through both feet, pelvis nice and pelvis is under, shoulders are back. So taking the right knee in the right hand. Okay, this is option 1. You stay here and then you open out to the side, hand on hip, and then come back. That's option 1, okay? Option 2, you take the peace fingers around the big toe and then you push the leg forwards, okay? And hold. And breathe. So you've either got the knee or your toe. And then we're going to open out to the side with a toe or a knee. You can hold the wall if you need to. That's perfectly fine. If this is your first time doing this, hopefully not. Hold. And then come back to centre. Okay? And we're going to let go of the knee or the toe and hold, hands to hip, and just try to hold it there for 3 breaths minimum. That's 2. That's 3. Now lower the foot down slowly with control. Okay, let's do the other side. So lifting up on the opposite side, left hand, left knee. So you can do this and this, or you can take the 2 peace fingers around the big left toe and extend the foot forwards. Imaginatively called hand to big toe posture, this one. So, and breathe. Pushing, rooting down through the standing foot, finding something to really focus on that doesn't move, and keeping your gaze there, your drishti. And then inhale, open out to the side. So this is a hip opener too. And hold. He says, come back to centre and let go of the toe or the knee and try to hold the leg there. See, I nearly went. And breathe. Use your breath to steady you. 2. 1 more breath. And lower down with control. Okay, so coming back to the top of your mat then, taking an inhale, looking up to the thumbs, reaching up, let the head drop back, and then swan dive down on the exhale. Inhale up, look forwards, exhale, walk, step or hop. Back to plank again. From plank, we're going to just push back to down dog now. So pushing the floor away from you. Find just to really work on making the down dog as a big nice V shape, pushing the heels down. Just make it a really good one. Head down. Remember, no tension in the neck. And then on the next inhale, lift the right leg up. So we're coming to 3-legged dog, okay? So nothing else has moved, nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is that leg has moved up. So I'm in a straight line, hold your 3-legged dog. And then bend at the knee. Okay, bend at the knee, and then we're going to let the hip drop open. And let the hip drop open, let the foot drop down to the left side, look under the right armpit. And just hold and feel that really lovely hip opening. And then come back to three-legged dog. And then we're going to bring our knee into our chest. And as we do that, we're going to bring knee to chest, push through the hands, come onto the tiptoes of the left foot and dome the back. So pushing the shoulder blades apart. And then we're going to come back to three-legged dog. Knee to chest, dome. So you're pushing everything up as you come forward, up. So shoulders are directly above the wrists. Push the foot back. One more time. This time, bend the knee out to the right side and bring it knee to right elbow and push back. And this time, bring knee to left elbow and then bring the foot through if you can. Yeah? And then push back. One last time, lower the leg down, come to plank, roll onto the right hand, come into side plank, lift the top leg if you can. Option 1, you can put your foot in front. Option 2, legs together. Option 3, lift a leg. And if you're here, you can bend the knee and let the leg fall over and come into a wild thing. Okay, so pushing through this right hand, stacking shoulder on top of wrist, and then I'm got my left foot behind me, my left arm outstretched, I'm looking towards my left fingertips. Okay, see if you can come back the way you came in. Come back to three-legged dog. Okay, good. And lower the leg down. Okay, so you can take a vinyasa here or you can take a rest. So you can just come down into child's pose or you can just come back to plank and go knees, chest, chin or chaturanga to up dog, back to down dog. If you took a rest, come back into down dog now and we're going to do the other side. So lifting the left leg up with a flex foot, three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale the head down. Okay, so from here, bend at the knee and then open the hip. Look under the left armpit. Yeah, let the hip drop open. Good. Come back to three-legged dog, and then this time we're going to bend it. Remember to come up onto the tiptoes of the right foot and dome the back, pushing through the hands. And back and forwards and back and forwards. Okay. And back, and then let's go knee out to the left side, left knee to the left side, try and touch the left tricep. And back, knee into the middle, touch the right tricep, and bring a foot through if you want to. You might be able to just lift the foot. And then come back to three-legged dog, lower the foot down. Then we're going to come onto side plank on the other side. Side plank, you can have one foot in front of the other, or this one, okay, wherever you are, and then bend the top leg, take the foot behind you, the right foot behind you, and then push this right hip up and look back into wild thing. This is called a really lovely heart. It's that wild thing, you make my heart sing, song comes to my head every time, which it really does because you're opening your heart in this posture. Coming back round, roll over, come into three-legged dog on that side, and then lower the foot down. Bring the knees down to the floor and push back into an extended child's pose. And just rest here for a moment. Just check the time. Got a couple of minutes. Okay, so recover from that and then come now into, we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So elbows are directly below the shoulders, lifting up. We've done a lot of work. A lot of arm work just then, so this is quite a nice one. And then just open the chest, draw the floor towards you with your hands and push your chest through and back bend. So, you know, your feet are engaged, the top of your legs are pressing into the floor. Okay, so, and then come back onto all fours and then move your hands forwards and then just let your head drop down to the floor. This is extended puppy. So we're stretching the arms now after all that work. So we're drawing the hands towards us, heads on the floor. Now come up to all fours And I'm going to thread my right arm underneath my left and let my head drop down. Just stretch out that shoulder, that right shoulder. I'm actually rolling onto the shoulder. Breathe deeply. And then do the other side. Left arm under right, coming down onto the left shoulder. Coming back up. We're going to do one last posture before we finish. We're going to come into camel. So camel is knees are hip width apart, okay? And we do, it's a back bend, so we put our hands on our lower back and we go into it very, very gently. You may, if you're not very bendy in the back, you might want to put a block or a book or something, whatever you've got, out just outside your one or both feet. You can do one side at a time, or you can do both sides together. So I'll demonstrate the full posture to begin with. So hands to the lower back. I'm going to take a back bend, let the head drop back, supporting the lower back, and then you drop down and find your heels with your hands, okay? And then push forwards. So we're pushing my hips forwards and creating a back bend, okay? It's hard to talk like this, but so that's the full posture. If you've got it in your practice, go for it. And then as you come out, you put your hands here. But just try to take 5 breaths in that pose, and I'll just give you a couple of modifications if you need them. So the other option is to bring, this is the option 1 I would say, is to bring one leg forward and work on one side. So taking my left hand to my left foot and my right foot is forward, and then bringing my arm up like this. Just practicing opening the hip and bending the back in a much safer way if you've never tried this before. Okay, so do that on both sides. Or you can, there's another option in, as I said, you can use blocks as well, like this. Okay, so one other side. Or you can just curl your toes under and take your hands to your heels, yeah, so that you've got less, you know, if that is a bit too far to go for you, then curl the toes under, you've got not as far to go. and drop down. So if you've done one already, come down into a child's pose, very gently. Take 3 breaths in child's pose, 3 deep, long, slow breaths. That should feel absolutely lush on the back because you've bent it one way and now we're bending it the other way, so it feels really good. And then just come up again. So if you've done one side, do the other side now. And if you've done one full back bend, then we're going to do another one now. So hands to lower back, slowly back, okay? And then actually see if you're strong, you can try letting your whole body go back and seeing how far you can go before you find your feet, and then pushing up into it. Beautiful back bend, letting the head drop back. Now back bending is really great emotionally because we're opening through the chest and the hips where obviously our heart is there, and also we store emotions in our hips. So it's a lovely, lovely kind of emotional opening, if you like. You may not see it that way, but I do. So taking your hands back to the lower back, coming slowly down into child's pose, sitting back on the heels, lowering the head down to the floor, and just taking a rest. And breathing deeply. I come to the end of our time, so I'm just going to come down onto our backs now. So laying on your back, with your knees bent, just hug your knees into your chest, so we're doing like a child's pose on our back, but just rock gently from side to side. You have really bent your back here, so just make sure there's no niggles in the lower back, so we're just kind of giving it a little massage by doing this, rocking from side to side, and then we're going to straighten out the legs, okay? Bend the right leg and just take the right knee over to the left side, looking down towards the right hand, and it's twisting through the back now. And then coming back to centre, let's do the other side. Bend the left knee, take the right hand to the left knee and draw it over. Come back to centre, hug the knees in one more time. Just make sure your back is good. Do some circles with the knees maybe. And then we're going to calm now into Shavasana. So straighten the legs out, palms face the ceiling, and we just let our sort of legs, feet drop out to the side about hip width apart. You can curl the pelvis under a bit, tuck the chin in so that your spine is straight. And just come into this well-deserved final resting posture, also called corpse pose. Doesn't mean dead people, it just means shedding stuff that we no longer need, which makes sense, doesn't it? We've just had a energising class, moving our energy around, and now we're letting it all settle into a new organised way. That's the point of Shavasana, is just to let everything that you've done in that class become part of you now, and you should have, hopefully, you should be feeling differently to when you started the class. A new emotional, mental, physical state, hopefully. That's the idea. That's why I love Vinyasa Flow. It can feel really open and emotional, and you can leave the class feeling full of inspiration and ideas, and just completely different from when you started the class. There's a lot of talk about being still. Okay, obviously our bodies haven't been still, but hopefully your minds did stop thinking about what you were doing half an hour ago and all of that. So that's the point. Asana, physical yoga, prepares you for stillness of the mind. So that's all a bit deep, probably for a 2-minute Shavasana, but that's where it's going, just to let you know. And I always find that personally, my style of teaching, I love the meditation aspect of yoga, that's hugely important. But I always find personally, if I'm up in my head and everything's going on there, if I practice physically, it brings me down into the body again, makes me feel again, makes me feel like me, makes me feel normal again. So just find it the best way to change my state. Okay, so, and then I would go into a meditation after a physical practice, once I've calmed my mind. That's me. Okay, so in your Shavasana now, I just take a big inhale through the nose, and then sigh out on the exhale, and then maybe bring your arms up overhead and just stretch out from fingertips to toes. Really stretch. Then draw your knees into your chest again and let them drop over to the right side. And then pushing up with your hand, left hand, push up to a seated position. Sit up tall, shoulders relaxed. Close the eyes into your easy seated position. I'm going to finish the class with one arm. Join in if you want to. So I'm going to take one big inhale, exhale, inhale. Inhale, hands to heart, hands to third eye. Thank you, namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. I hope you've had a good workout and feel different to when you started. Thank you.